Hello everybody, welcome back to the layout. In this video I will be showing you further progress that I have made on the lift bridge project. I already gave a very brief update in the previous video, and also about 8 months ago I did a whole video explaining what the plans are and the way I want to model the lift bridge. As I explained in the previous video, I was going to use an existing bridge kit and cut out the middle part to the proper length. And so that is what I've done here. The length of this side is 20 centimeters now. And as you see, I have used a bit of painter's tape to fix the sides to this piece of polystyrene foam. That is also the level that the bridge will be at. And the reason for doing that is essentially to check what the width is that I need in between the sides, so that I have enough clearance for my trains passing by. So that was just a matter of checking the clearance like this and then adjusting the width. The idea was that I want to keep the width as small as possible, but obviously I need enough clearance. So I ended up with a distance of 17 centimeters in between. So in order to put the middle section of the bridge together, I made a little jig. So the jig is made of some pieces of scrap wood. So I have a piece of plywood at the base, and these are some pieces of 2x4s, and everything is put together nice and square and orthogonal, so that I can keep the sides upright and orthogonal to the base. So you can see the sides are clamped in this way, and they are held against this piece of wood here, so that also from this view I have everything nice and square. So then obviously, because this bridge is much wider than the bridge as it comes in the kit, I have to I have to glue together the beams that go across the bridge like this. So I made this one already here and put it in place, and I made another one like this that will go as the centerpiece, and then I will have to make another one like this to go on the other end, and then two more in between, so those will be similar to this one. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. As you can see, I have glued 3 of the cross beams in place. So the ones that go in between here and here, I've not glued those in place because I still need to have proper access to the base here. And as you can see, I have extended this temporary base here on the sides, and that is because I needed some place for the towers on either side to be able to rest on. So I will show you that. So this is one side of what will be one of the towers, and that will go like this. And as you can see, for the time being I can now rest it on the extended foam. And so the next thing I will have to do is sort of attach or essentially make the towers and then attach it to the middle part of the bridge. So I will be working on that next. As I have explained, the towers will be placed in an angle with respect to the center part of the bridge. So they will not be placed straight like this, but they will be placed in an angle because they need to follow the curvature of the track. And in order to figure out what this angle has to be so that passing trains still have enough clearance with respect to the tower, I made this little measuring device here. So it's just 2 pieces of wood kept together with 1 screw. And as you can see, I can place those 2 pieces under a certain angle, and that allows me to measure what the best angle is, both following the track and keeping enough clearance. So then after measuring the angle, I transferred the angle onto a piece of plywood. Essentially I reused the jig that I had and adjusted the placement of these 2x4s on either side. So the 2x4s are placed under the angle that I had measured, and now I can clamp the sides of the tower to the jig, and so the next thing is then gluing together the beams that go in between in several heights along the tower. So that's the way I'm going to assemble the towers. So let me also show you from the other side so you can see sort of the angle under which the towers will be placed. I think once that is finished, I think it will look really really cool. Alright, I have glued 4 beams in between the sides of the first tower. So 2 on the back and 2 on the front. So let me turn it around. And obviously I will be gluing in more beams and more details afterwards, but for now this will hold to at least have the structure put together. And this is how it will sit on the layout. So I'm quite happy with how this turned out. I think the proportions all look fine. And then so the next thing is that I'll be building a similar tower structure on the right hand side of the bridge as well. I also glued together the tower on the right hand side of the bridge. So this tower has a slightly sharper angle with respect to the center part as the left hand side. I don't know if you can see that, maybe if I show it from the top. Yeah, it's difficult to see. Maybe from this side you can see that the angle is larger. So this is the sort of the framework of the entire lift bridge. There's lots of details still to be added. So I need to add supports to the towers here on the corners, so the same on this side. Then there is the sliding mechanism along which the center part is going to slide up and down the towers. So that is one of the mechanisms that I have to put in place, and then sort of the entire structure that the rail section is going to rest on. So there will be lots of beams and stuff on the bottom here of the main section. And also the towers, it's just 4 beams connecting the sides, but there will be a lot more beams and a lot more details. And then there is the lift mechanism with the wheels on top. Some sort of an electromotor will have to be placed on the top here, and I'm planning to put like a ladder going up on the sides here. So there's a lot of details that still need to be added. But for now I'm going to wrap up the video here, and so continue with the rest in another video.